Good morning, everyone. Sorry it's late. Technology. Gotta love it. Let's see if it'll kick in where it's supposed to be. Good morning, everybody. Um, this is crazy. I can't even get my dumb little thing to do what it's supposed to do. All right, maybe we'll be straightened out this morning. Okay, now we should be working where we're supposed to be. Good morning, everybody. Technology was not on my side this morning. I'm Stacy. This is Walking in My Shoes, and we are loving my veteran. We'll have some coffee and see if technology will kick in like it's supposed to be. So, how's your vacation going there, love? She's on vacation, having a great time. Um, so, yesterday we kind of bring everybody up to speed. We talked about us being warfighters, warfighters fighting for warfighters on the home front. We did not come into basic training with them. We did not get any of that good stuff with our veterans. And so we're going to kind of do this week kind of a basic training, if you will, for us, for the warfighters that are here, the family, the spouses, the people that are here every single day. That's what we're doing this week. We've got to get ourselves together. We come out with so little information when they go in the military. We're not issued with them. When they come out, they're not even unprogrammed to be a warfighter. They're always going to have that mentality. So we have to keep that in mind. And now we need to learn how to get ourselves prepared in that mindset. And that is one thing that I think they fail at with us is that they fail at saying, okay, this is how we have to function. Are the key things. These are the things that we all need. These are the tools that you need. When you first enlist, they're given whatever they have to have clothing wise. They learn to use their guns. We talked about this yesterday. They go through it all the time. So now we have to do the backwards. We have to learn, okay, they're always going to have a warfighter mentality. So how do we train? How do we prepare? How do we become the best spouse, partner, family member we can become? How do we do that? That is what this whole week is about. It is about becoming the best that we can be. All right, there are some stark differences in our basic training and their basic training, just so you know. Sleep is important for us, okay? We have to be rested. We have to learn to be rested. Okay, and I don't care if that means a nap. Yeah, we were all told that. You weren't issued with me, you weren't issued in my sea bag, you weren't issued as rucksack. Those are things we were all told. Well, bottom line is, they get out, they still have that warfighter mentality. In the words of Boone Cutler, once a warfighter, always a warfighter. So keep that mentality as you work forward in your relations, in your relationships going forward. Keep that mentality there. We now are going to become their battle buddies on the home front, their warfighter with them on the home front. That's what we have. That's what our goal is. That's what our objective is. We want to become that. So there's some basic things we have to learn that nobody ever taught us because they're not deprogrammed. Morning, Sonny. They're not deprogrammed when they get out. They keep that programming. It is inbred into them. It becomes who they are rewired to be. It is what they are. That will never go away. That's why you see the apprehension as the world events unfold and they see instability in this country, regardless of it being now or it being during 9/11 or it being whatever. You see this apprehensiveness build based on what's going on because they always have that mentality. It's never going to go away. Right? So you have to understand that. Now we have to become programmed, if you will, trained, basic training in how to be the good warfighter on the home front. How do we do that? This is what we signed up for. When we signed up and said, hey, I'm going to be in this relationship with him, this is what we signed up for. Nobody Nobody explains this to us. Nobody tells this to us. And we're going to take a lot of this is going to take PTSD. Ooh, that's funny. She ran into fresh meat Marines at the airport that had not been programmed yet. Ooh. Mm. We're gonna take the PT. We're gonna still focus on some PTSD and some TBI because they do happen, but we have to focus on the basics. How do you become their battle buddy here? How do you become that person that they trust with their lives here on the home front? And that's what this whole week is about. It is about how do we become that. First of all, we talked yesterday that truth is incredibly important. Truth, so you don't plant seeds of doubt, and communication. And I probably did those a little out of order because the most important thing we have to learn is self-care. Okay, the most important thing we have to learn is self-care. Now, that does not mean running to the nail salon or getting your toes done or getting your hair done. It can, but I'm talking about mental and spiritual and emotional self-care. Okay? You have to take care of yourself emotionally. You have to take care of yourself physically and spiritually, whether it is through religion or meditation or whatever your thing is, but your spirit, your soul has to be taken care of. And we have to learn to do that. That is something that we have to be unprogrammed from that nurturer person to take care of everybody else and be reprogrammed that we matter first. We matter first. I always use the airplane analogy. Sarah just got back off the trip. When the stewardess is standing in the front of the plane, I'm telling you, I've flown so much I could do it. And in the event that the plane would lose cabin pressure, the mask's going to drop out of the ceiling. Please extend the elastic band, the tube fully. Put the elastic band over your head. Then you assist whoever's next to you. And they tell you, whether it's your child or whether it's some old person, that you take care of you first and then assist whoever needs it. Right? So keep that mentality. Keep that stewardess mentality. Let's, practice. When the mask falls out of the ceiling, right? Extend the tube fully. Place the mask over it first before you assist the ones next to you. So we have to get that mentality. We have to take care of us first. So it is very hard for me to do too, Stacey. I was a paramedic for 20 years. Self-care is very hard. I was the mom. I did all of this nonsense. I'm the caregiver. That's what I am. But you have to learn self-care first. You have to be good for you. Carl tells me all the time, I have to be good for me before I can be good for you. He tells me that all the time. It's not selfish, it's self-preserving. Okay, so this is part of our basic training and refiguring the way we have to think. Our basic training is self-care first. Number one thing we need to do, take care of us mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Do those first, or we're not good for anybody else. Now, you can tie that into your daily life. You don't have to say, time out, I'm going to go to the gym for 4 hours, or I'm going to go get my nails done every half an hour, or I'm going to go get a massage every week. Because I'm telling y'all, when I win the lottery, some chick is going to come wash my hair for me every day because that little bowl and the little nails and the way they do it is just like the most amazing thing ever. But until that time, I have to do it myself. So self-care. My place of solstice, where I need to go when I have to get away, I'm telling you, is in the shower. I let all the dirt, all the crap, all the emotion, all the baggage wash right down the drain. And I feel 1,000 times better. That is how I emotionally and physically rebuild who I am. The next thing I use on a regular basis, my little earbuds, okay? They are like the greatest thing ever. I tune out the world and tune into me. I have playlists that I made up that work for me no matter where my emotion is, and I put them in and I tune out the world. And it is important that you do that. Whether it is writing is your thing and you want to journal, do it. Whether it's taking the dog for a walk, the dog is still going potty and you're going for a walk by yourself, do it. It is self care. You have to be good for yourself. It is critical. You have to do that. You can read all the self help books you want. You can read How to Grow Stronger. You can read whatever. And I read a lot, so I am not under any circumstance saying don't read. But until you learn to practice it and practice self care, it's never going to work. And allow yourself grace that if that day that you need to eat the entire candy bar, it's okay. Just don't do it every day. But if that's what you need to do for your own self-care, do it. Do it. I went out the other day and I got some new skincare, got a little makeup thing going on. I feel 1,000 times better. My skin looks better. And I don't like coat it on. I just feel better. And it is about my self-care. You have to do that. Okay? So in the military, when they're trying to basic training, it's like, oh, take care of your partner, take care of your buddy, take care of this, take care of that. You can't take care of shit if you're not taken care of first. And they do learn that. They're just taught that in a different mentality than what I'm telling you. We have to learn that first. It is critical. It is not selfish. It is self-preserving. Now, I'm not saying you obsess with it the whole day and say, oh, excuse me, can you get this for me because I have to take care of my wet nails. No, but just mentally, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, when you're overwhelmed, know that you're overwhelmed. Reach out to other people in this group that you form alliances with, that if there's a problem, you can message them or call them or talk to them, and you know that that venting is going to stay within this group, and you're going to find that when you can vent positively, I mean, you can like lay the trash out there, take the trash and just spew it everywhere. But when you learn to vent in a positive manner that is not detrimental to anybody else, you're going to find your life is so much better. It is just better. I have other baggage that does not come from Carl, that is just my personal emotional baggage from my past. Has to do with relationships between my brother, my ex-husband. I mean, there's a lot of it. People I used to work with. I've learned to let it go. I've taken people who have hurt me, or I've been hurt by their actions, or I may have hurt them now that I've been a little more reflective, and I have literally sent them emails. This is how I feel. I don't talk to them so we don't get blown up in the way we're having a conversation. I send them emails. This is how I feel. How I feel. Not how you made me feel. This is how I feel. Your actions made me feel this way. Okay? Doesn't mean their actions are right or wrong. This is how I took it. I have let so much of that baggage go. So much of that baggage go. Okay? So partner up. Find vent partners. Find people in your time zone. Y'all know you can always do me, and I'm fine, and I don't mind answering it at all. But I have to make Stacy time too, and that is critically important. Yes, I want to know if you have a problem. Yes, I want to know if you need to reach out for help. I absolutely do. We have somebody who found one of our cards somewhere, and his wife said, hey, look, call these people. Carl talks to him on a regular basis. They send a text every couple of days. How you doing, buddy? That relationship, some days they're like, I'm good, and they don't talk at all. Some days it's not good, and they talk for hours. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Just find your buddy up, partner, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe it'll be like a whatever, but find the person that you can kind of relate to. Just message each other. How you doing today? Just checking in. You will find that is so critically important. So self-care, I talk about it a lot, I preach about it a lot, but emotional and physical and mental and spiritual self-care is critical. For me, the shower is my thing. I used to run, can't run anymore, so the shower is my thing. Make sure you find that time. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, unless the house is on fire or there is a tornado, anything you are doing in that shower before you run out of hot water, unless you have instant hot water, before you run out of hot water, can be resolved after you get out. All right, so if you got little ones, put them in the playpens. Have a good time. If they cry, oh well. Take your time. If you got a spouse who's driving you crazy, shut and lock the door. Just say, look, I need a few minutes for me. And I'm telling you, when you start that, I need a few minutes for me, it's amazing. Carl used to, when we had the big garden tub, he would make my coffee, light candles, bring everything I needed in there, my little speaker. And he did it, and he'd run my bath, and I'm like, okay, but I'm not ready for this right now. And I was trying to be gracious, and I still am when he does it for me because I think it's wonderful. But I finally looked at him and said, look, this time has got to be my time. And it is, and he knows it, and it's amazing. So do that, self-care, critically important. We talked about honesty yesterday, and I'm going to give you a little bit more on this honesty. And it does there. Our past baggage is really important. But you know what? I'm telling you, write the letter. Write the letter to the people who abandoned you. Write the letter to the infidelity. Whether you send it or not, getting that out is releasing your baggage. It is critically important that you clear up your head. Critically important. Trust. Next thing is trust. Trust is hard to get, trust is hard to give, and trust is hard to keep. And our mentality and people's mentality, this isn't just us about our warfighters or us about our veterans. This is truly about trust, period. We want to trust people, so we want them to be honest with us. Okay? So let me say this again. We want to trust people, so we want them to be honest with us. In the words of my daddy and my mama, don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth. And I spent a long time in my life telling the world what I thought they wanted to hear instead of the truth. And that comes back to bite you in the ass, because what that does is it plants that seed of doubt. And every time you tell people what you think they want to hear, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? Because that doubt is there, and that doubt doesn't go away for a very long time. So you have to make sure that you're honest, okay? And when I'm talking about honest, we have to start that. That if we want honesty, we have to give it. That's how the trust works. So you have to be able to say and be honest. I'm overwhelmed right now. I can't do this. Okay? Now, Carl will say to me, well, aren't you going to talk about it? Don't you want to? No. I'm overwhelmed right now. I can't do this. That's an honest statement. That's not keeping anything from him. I'm not ready emotionally to talk about it. I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this. That's honesty. Okay, that is honesty. Now, after I get myself together, I'll talk about it. It may be a day, it may be an hour, it may be 3 days, but we will talk about it when I'm emotionally there. So you have to be honest. When they do something, and this happened in our house yesterday, something happened, and I got mad about it, okay, and my feelings got hurt, and he said to me, what's wrong? And my initial reaction is nothing. Is that honest? No, it is not honest. And I had to look at him and say, he goes, really? And I said, no, not really. I just don't want to talk about it right now. And a few minutes later, we talked about it, and it was resolved very quickly. Jason was hit on and had no idea the girl offered to smoke. And he said, okay, when my girl gets here, well, I got there and I told him I didn't want to socialize and I have mine. The girl said, oh, you have to ask permission. He said, huh? It took him 5 minutes to put it all together. I'm so proud of him. That's awesome, Sarah. That's awesome. Victory ball. So honesty, if you're not ready to talk about it, just be honest and say, I can't talk about it right now. When they ask you, is something wrong, and you know something's wrong, and they know by your body language, is something wrong, you can say, yeah, I've just got something going on. I can't deal with it right now. That's being honest. It doesn't mean you have to address it right then, but you do have to address it. That is about the honesty part. Is it bothering you that I did this? He'll ask me that. Does it bother you that I'm doing this? If you have to ask, then you damn well already know the answer. But I have to say, yeah, it is. It is. Stop hiding your body language. Stop hiding your body language. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with him. Yeah, my body language is very loud too, girl. I'm all about loud body language. But be honest. If you're not ready to talk about it, you can say that. That is not distrust. That is honesty. But you have to be able to go back and talk about it or it festers. So understand that this is how you're going to build that warfighter, battle buddy, trust beyond a shadow of a doubt mentality. Okay? That's how you're going to build that mentality. That's what our goal is. Our goal is that warfighter, battle buddy mentality. And it comes from blatant trust. And it comes from self-care. And it comes from communication. Now, is it possible that they're going to lie to you? Yep. It is. Is it possible that other people are going to lie to you? Yep, it is. I love you. My body language is older than my voice. I love you. It is because people want to be loved and accepted. They don't want their faults to go out there. They don't want to be blatantly honest because honesty creates a negative thought. People don't want that. They don't want people to think less of them. They don't want to do that. Okay? They don't want that to happen. So when you are honest sometimes, you are opening yourself up and becoming raw. Okay? You are opening up and becoming raw. And we don't always like that because it admits our faults, because it admits we're not perfect, because it does all those things. Right? But the same thing happens in return. People want to protect themselves. That's what they want. They want self-protection. The entire world race, I'll tell them you said hi. The entire world race, whatever, animals, all the way on down, are all about self-protection. We're not the only people who feel that way. We're not the only people to feel that way. I mean, like turtles have a shell, and when they feel threatened, they pull into their shell, okay? They have their self-protection mode. Everybody has it. Everything has it, right? That's what we all have, is that self-protection mode. And we all have it. Everything, every animal, everything has a self-protection mode. So we don't want to be honest and open because when we are, we leave ourselves vulnerable. Okay? We leave ourselves vulnerable. But honesty is where we're going to come to. And we have to start being honest if we expect honesty in return. That's where trust comes from. You know, it's one thing for one of y'all to say to me, hey, how you feeling today? And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. No, I'm probably not. I may or may not be fine. But we say that, I mean, because you don't want to get. But if Carl, my partner, my love of my life, my soulmate says, how are you today? And I say I'm fine and I'm not, I'm creating doubt, which is a big deal, right? Creating that sense of doubt is a big deal. I'm not honest with him. He can see it. He knows me better than I know me. So he can see it. Right? So that is critically important that you're honest about that with them. This is the person you're going to spend your life with. This is the person you're trusting your life with. You are their person. Whether they act like it or not, you are their person. And we tend also, just so you know, to hurt the people we love the most. We do that. We can be as nice as pie to the little bitch at the softball field or at the soccer field who pisses everybody off, right? We can be as nice to that little bitch as we want to be when we really want to do is stomp her in the face. We do that. You know, we can be nice. But when it comes to our person, you can't do that. You want to become one. You want to be that one. You want to be that person. You want that relationship, then you got to give it. And it will come back. Good morning, Colleen. And it will come back to you. You have to give what you want in return. How many times have we all said they are projecting their negativity onto me? We've all heard it. Yeah, he does know everyone more than we think he does. That's you're right. But how many times do we all say they're projecting their negativity onto me? We all say it. We all say it. You get around a bunch of old gossiping friends that want to talk shit about everybody, that want to form their little clique. Before long, you're talking shit and you're in your little clique with them and you're all doing your thing. And we all do that. Right? We all do that. We all get in that little clique. And we all get in there, and we do it by nature. But if we're gonna become, and so let me rephrase this: we are two, but together we are one. We are one in our relationship. We are two separate individuals. And he does the best analogy. I'm telling you, he really ought to do these because he's way smarter than I am when it comes to this. It is, he is he, I am me, and together we are we. We're us. So there is Stacy moments that are Stacy's. There are Carl's moments that are Carl's, and we have individual lives in those matters, but together we are us. So how I interact with my friends, and he's not there, is me. What he does with his friends and his stuff is him. What we do together to become us is us, and the us has to be truly trusting, open, honest, and raw. Okay, so he has always been the one to say that. In the beginning, it pissed me off because I was like, wait, whoa. Excuse me. I don't like this. I want to be one. Well, when you're one, it means you don't have a different of opinion. When you're one, you have a leader and a follower. When you're one, it's blind leading the blind. You're following in blindness. That isn't what needs to happen. You have to still become you and have your own individuality, because that's why I just told you that self-care is so important. Self-care is so important. You have to take care of yourself. You are you, they're them, we're we. It's like the PTSD side or the TBI side. Can we encourage, support, and want them to get help for their PTSD? Absolutely. Can we set boundaries that say, you're not bringing this shit into my relationship? You have it, but our relationship isn't going to be defined by it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the only person who can make the decision to get help is them. Okay? You sitting through treatment for them is not going to fix it or help it. You sitting in counseling for them, trying to deal with it. I do that too. I get up without anybody, by myself. I get up at 5:30 in the morning most of the time by myself. That's my me time. But you sitting here going to counseling or therapy on their behalf. Now, I'm not talking about not going for yourself, but for them to think that you're going to fix that. That's not going to work. Yo, I got to go have an MRI on the 18th. Okay? I am terrified of MRIs. I hate them. I hate them. Of course, mine take like an hour and a half. I hate them. But Carl laying in the MRI machine is not going to help me. That's something I have to do. So that's where I'm talking about being separate, being individual, being supportive, being loving. He will walk me to the door of where I'm going. And when I get out, he will be the first face that I see. Okay? I know that. There's no question about that. He will be the first person that I see. And I know that. But that physical procedure, I have to do. I have to take it on. Just like we have to take care of us. We have to take care of us individually, because there are certain things that we have to do for us that only we can do. There are certain things that they have to do for them that only they can do. And us together can accomplish anything. So make sure you realize in this basic training of this relationship with your warfighter, you keep that program mentality that they have in your mind. But you've got to have your own tools. They don't give us shit. They don't give us anything. They just give us this and here it is. That's not what we want. That's not what we need. We need these basic tools so that we can develop better relationships. And when our relationships are better, the depression goes away. The anger goes away. The rage goes away. Do I still get mad? Yes. Do I still get angry? Yes. Do I get volatile vomit spewing? Very rarely anymore. I do it, but it's very rare anymore. And that's because I'm learning to live this, that had I have had these tools on day one, we wouldn't be here today figuring out where we need to be. But nobody gives us those. Nobody gives us those tools on day one. And if we had them, we would understand more. If we had those tools, we would get more. But we're not giving them. So here's your basic training. You know, when you have basic training and you go through your basic training at Natch, you always got to practice this. So here's what I'm asking you to practice. Here's what I need you, encourage you to do. 1, all this week, victory wall, victory wall, victory wall. Their victories, your victories. Put them up somewhere where somebody can see them. Okay? I don't care if you tape them to your bathroom mirror. I don't care if you tape them to your ceiling. I don't care if you tape them to the fridge. I don't care if you put them in above your desk. They need to be where people can see them. Okay? They need to be there. It is important that you do that. Your victories for yourself and your victories for them. They need to be done. They need to be done. It is self-preserving. And I'm telling you, when they see their victories written up on the wall, they become inspired because now they see that you notice. Okay? They become inspired because now they see that you notice. It's important. Number 2, I want you, exactly, your kids need one too. They need to know when they're good. They need to know when they're inspired. Absolutely. They need to be able to say, Dad played ball with me today, or he read me a story today. And then, guess what? They see that interaction as being positive. Why do you love Daddy? He read me a book. Why do you love Daddy? He pushed me on the swing. Those things will inspire you. They will inspire them, and they get you from the negativity. It's part of your self-care. Okay, I'm just telling you, it is very important. It is part of your self-care. Next, come up with your self-care list. Just think about things you can do 5 minutes at a time that take care of you. Work on you. Take care of you. What is going to get you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually right? You may not be able to do them all at the same time, but think of 5 minutes. Nothing big, nothing you can't accomplish, because this taking care of yourself, it has to be something you can accomplish every single day, or it becomes a failure. So if you say, I'm going to the gym an hour a day, and you can't go to the gym an hour in the day, now it is not anything positive, it is something negative, because it becomes a failure. So when you're writing what you're going to do, or thinking about what you're going to do positively for self-care, make it something obtainable. Because if you don't, it becomes a failure and it brings you down. So that's a key in this whole thing. And lastly, wherever your baggage is, whether it's with your veteran, whether it's with your family, whether it's with whoever, somebody who's done you wrong in the past, whether, like in Elisa's case, where she's mad at her husband, her first husband, for dying. Whoever it is, whatever baggage you got to let go of, whatever baggage, write those letters. You don't have to mail them. You don't have to give them out. You don't have to do anything with them. But you will release you when you start releasing your baggage. That's part of our basic training. That's what we have to do to be better warfighters on the home front for our veterans. Because there's so much that we have to do. And there's so much that we're not given. So that's my soapbox for the day. That is my soapbox for today. Y'all have a blessed day. I know I'm running late. My mouth is just way overridden today. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful, wonderful day today. Stay positive. Stay focused. Let's work on our basic training. I am so blessed. I'm proud of you, Sarah. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all y'all. But this is key. This is what makes us better. I'm Stacy. This has been Walking in My Shoes, and we are loving my veteran. Everybody said hi, Carl.
Hi.
He says hi. Have a blessed day.